Hello, this is Albert Jackson with Pancake Tips. I'm here today to talk to you about how I do pictures. This is, if you don't know me, you know that I do a lot of reviews on what you would call mostly off-brand products, and I do that because I don't have the money for some of these expensive pieces of gear that people have. So what I've decided at most of the places where I shoot, there's going to be kids moving around and different, I guess what you'd say is people moving from place to place, so I don't have time to set up studio strobes here and there. Most of the time these are casual events and they're not, people aren't going to stand around and wait for you to set up strobes, a backdrop and all that. So what I'm here to talk to you about is just your everyday shooting, like you're going to do a family event or something and you want to get some good decent photos and you're indoors. And today I'm going to show you the easiest, to me, the easiest and the quickest way to accomplish this. And I'll start off by showing you what I use. I'll open my gear bag here. This is what you get in the kit. This is the Altura ITTL flash for Nikon. You get the flash itself, get a carrying case. Inside the carrying case you get a diffuser dome, you get a sync cable and a sync cable for a strobe, also with the adapter. You also get a set of triggers, radio triggers, dummy triggers I call them. And now we'll take a look and see how each one of these work. The triggers come with batteries. The flash does not come with batteries, but the case itself has the little dome that will go inside the case and an extra storage compartment for extra batteries. This is a good idea to always have extra batteries. But let's take a look a little bit closer at what this kit does and how it works for you. Okay, let's take a closer look at the flash and how it works. The first thing you want to do is to put the batteries in. There's a little compartment on the side that you flip this down and you put your batteries in. This is the way they go. Now turn on the flash, you hit the on button right here, and you can see your settings. Zoom in a little bit. The light will cut off, so bear with me here. To change the mode or the shooting preference, you got, that was manual. You got, this is for a strobe, it does multiple flashes, and then this is slave 1. This is if you want to use the infrared light to trigger the flash. Slave 2 does the same thing, and then you've got TTL, which you're going to use when you've got your flash on the camera. And now you can adjust the power of the flash by pressing the up and down arrows, and it goes in increments. If we're in manual mode, this would be 1/4 power, and if you want to go up, it goes in third stops, 1/2. You see on this side over here it's going up 1/3 at a time. That's full power. You go back down. This is if you're using your camera. You can use it on the camera or off the camera in manual mode, to where you have to make the adjustments on the flash itself, and it'll go all the way down to 1/128. I usually shoot at between 1/4 and 1/2, so that's what I'm going to set it to. 1/4, then you hit set, and now you can change your zoom. That's the amount of spread of light that you want to get in your picture. You just press zoom, and the little thing in the corner will start flashing. One over, it's got 24. Then you can go up, and you'll hear it as it goes up. It will go all the way up to 180, but actually when you put it on your camera, 105 is as far as it goes. I like to use 24. I seem to get my best results at 24 on my portraits. And that's at ISO 100, 1/4 power, and a zoom range of 24. Now, if you want to test your flash, you can hit this little button on the left that says pilot, and it should trigger the flash to make sure that it's working. It does. So now we're going to show how to put it on your camera and what happens then. First, you want to set up your camera so that it'll work in TTL mode. To do that, this is a Nikon D5200, and you'll have to refer to your manual as to how you did them. I think most of them work the same way. But first thing you want to do is go into the menu. You want to go up to the little pencil, I call it, on the left. Go to the right. You want to go down to bracketing and flash. Hit OK. Then you want to flash control for built-in flash, and you can see it's already set to TTL. Now if you were going to shoot off the camera, you'd want to put it in manual, but we're going to use TTL. So it's set up. To put your flash on the camera, you're going to just slide, make sure on your flash that you've got this little wheel rolled to where it'll connect, and it can only go on your camera one way. You'll see on the back that it's got two little edges that are cut out where it'll slide onto your camera. Don't try to force it. It should go on real easy. Now tighten it down by turning the wheel, just like you're tightening a bolt. First thing you want to do is turn your flash on. You can see that your flash is set to manual mode now, so you want to scroll over until it goes to TTL. Now it's on TTL, and now turn your camera on, and you can see the settings on your camera. Let's see if I can get the glare from the light. You can see it's got shutter speed of 160 and 5/6. And if you look at your you can see that it's got the same settings as it's on the camera. And that's how you'd set it up. And if you make changes on your camera, like for instance, I can change the f-stop number to 4.5, and you'll notice that on the flash it is at 4.5, f4.5. And the zoom will change according to what the camera sees. It's like it says through the lens. Now let's look at how we would shoot using the flash off camera. First thing you want to do is to turn your camera on, go to the menu, bracketing flash, and then scroll down to manual and hit OK. Now you can change your power. I keep it about half power on my camera, that way I can move my flash up and down a little bit. If you go to full, you only got one setting. So now that we've got that done, you want to put this trigger, turn it so you can see it, onto your hot shoe on your camera. Turn your camera off and slide this onto your camera hot shoe. Tighten the wheel down. Now you want to we've got that set up, we'll move it to the side. And now what you want to do is you want to put the flash trigger onto your flash. And it's the same thing, just slide it into this little slot. But now we've got Now we want to go back in and start it. And instead of being in TTL mode, we want to change that mode to manual. And now we've got our 24 at 1/4 power. Now you turn your camera on. Show you one thing. To get it to start, if you look right down here, you want to flip this up to flash, and I just blinded myself. So now it should be triggered by your camera. You saw it work. If you're indoors, most of the time you're going to have some sunlight, depends on the type of event you're having. But if it's a darker type event, then you're not going to be able to get those good pictures without some kind of lighting. Lighting is the key to all photography. I got this Altura flash. I think it was about $89, and bought some antelope, whatever they call them, rechargeable batteries. I got 2 sets. Never can be too unprepared. Now, this flash, I can tell you the positive things about it. It's got a quick recycle time. It's plenty powerful enough for everyday use. That I mean, it's I'll just say it's powerful enough. And the only downside to this flash that I found, well, if you do high-speed sync, it's not going to work. This will not do high-speed sync. And also, the only other problem I found with it is it goes into sleep mode, and if you got it off camera, like on a stand like this, and you're having to go back and reset because something wasn't right, just remember, in 30 seconds, if you don't have that shot, it's going to go into sleep mode, and you have to go back and reset it. That's the only downside to it. Other than that, for me, it's perfect for what I use it for. Okay, that's number 1 in my bag. If I want to do any off-camera stuff, I got the triggers that go with the Altura. I think these were about $50. Works fine, works great, does what I need it to do. And of course, another thing in my kit is a light stand, and I also got a really nice little thing here on top. It's a for an umbrella, which I'll show you in a minute. It's a neat little gadget. I'll show you up close. It's very versatile. It'll move different directions this way. And the really good thing about it is on the inside you have this little piece that you can take out, and it'll fit a different size. I've got the piece in the way I like it because this is for my light stand, so it works fine. So first I'm going to show you how I would set up. This is how This is, the reason I'm showing you this is this is a quick way to get good shots without paying a fortune. Now I got a Rogue flash bender, but I tried it. It does a great job, but it would be more for off camera to me because it's just so much extra weight that goes on top of your camera that, and people are always laughing at your gear. I mean, they understand once you explain it to them, but they all want to ask you, what in the world is that big gadget you got on top of your camera? Well, it does the job fantastically, but like I say, it's a lot of extra weight to carry around. So I don't use it except when I'm doing off-camera stuff. I use it for that most of the time. But this is how quick and easy you can set up for a picture. All you have to do, slide this into your hot shoe, tighten it down, turn this on first on your flash, and it automatically goes into TTL mode. Then turn your camera on and make sure it's making a connection, which it is. You can tell that by changing some of your settings on your camera, and it should change also on the flash. If not, what you need to do is go into your menu. This is a Nikon D5200, so you have to make sure it's on TTL, which it is, and say OK. And you don't have to do any adjustments from there. But now, for me, like in this, for instance, right in here, I've got a white ceiling, so probably I wouldn't use anything except maybe this little bounce card that comes out, and just bounce the off the ceiling. I get a really good, you'd be surprised how much of a great picture you can get. And I can't do it in here, but if you didn't have a white ceiling and you had white walls, you could turn your flash like this to where it was bouncing off the wall, and you could get the same results. But if you don't have any of those, then this is what I did. Instead of using the huge flash bender, I just cut a little piece of it's a little piece of cardboard for a box that you get a product in, and I just take a rubber band, real simple, and I'll wrap it around the head of my flash a couple of times. And then stick the little card down in behind the rubber band, and there you've got a really good little flash card. Weighs nothing, and it's easy to carry around and take great pictures. Now, if I was going to shoot off camera, I'll show you another little gadget I've got. Make sure it's good and sturdy on there. Tighten it up with the wheel. Now it's in place, it's not going anywhere. Slide your flash on. Now, this is absolutely the best diffuser that you can buy. The cheapest thing in the world. About 20 bucks for this one. Now, this one costs more actually than some of the others because it's got a reflector, removable back cover, which is very easy to remove and put back on. that all you have to do when you get ready to shoot, place your umbrella in there, tighten it up, and there you go. This is used as a reflector. Of course, you'd move it up high. I can't do it much in here because I've got such a low ceiling. By the way, this is a 43-inch umbrella. But you can see just how much that will do. You can see how much light it adds to this video even. So it's an excellent tool. I can turn this around to where it's catching that light and placing it on me, and you can see the difference it makes. And then I've got one other tool that I use in case I'm doing it in studio stuff and I have a backdrop and I want to change the way the light looks, and a lot of times you'll get a shadow, and to get rid of the shadow you need a reflector. And I've got this other tool I got from, all these items will be in the description in this video. This is a reflector holder. I got this from Adorama. It's a Flashpoint reflector holder. When I saw this, I knew I had to have it, just because of the way it is designed. I guarantee you, if you get this reflector holder, I'm sorry, you'll never be sorry. This thing is absolutely fantastic. It'll fit any light stand. You just slide it. This is a ball head in here. Just slide it down on your stand, and of course you can adjust your stand. I would want this lower. And these arms will extend any way that you want them to. And you can see what a large reflector you could hold with this. I'm not going to use one that big. I've got a glow, which is an Adorama product also, collapsible reflector, but I'm going to show, this is something I use this all the time. This thing does a trick. It cost me about $2.99 at Walmart. Tighten everything back down. Now I'll turn it around so you can see this lever. You just loosen this, and it's got a ball head, and you can turn this thing any way you want to get any kind of angle that you'd need. This has got a clutch on it, but you can see you can turn this thing any way that you need to. You turn it flat up, over this way. It's very versatile. Get the reflection that you need. That is basically it. And I'll show you this, how it reflects back on me. Very easy, simple, quick. That's what I like. Does a great job. Now I'll show you some pictures of the different this equipment and how it works and what kind of results you'll be able to get. 8 feet from the subject. Zoom range 28 millimeters. TTL mode. 5 feet away. ISO 160. Homemade flash dome and reflector. Six feet away, no reflector, dark corner. Five feet away, extra dark corner. Same scenario. Dome. Came with the flash. With the Rogue flash bender. Same scenarios.